Hey, Isi, how you doing? This is Christian down here in Santiago, Chile. I'm doing part two of my series. I'm going to show you and talk to you about some bands that I missed back then, but now I'm happy to have in my collection. And in this second installment, I'm going to talk about a Belgian band from the early 80s and only have three studios releases that came in the early 80s. And of course, I'm going to talk to you about the very cool band Acid. These are three releases. If you remember a couple of updates ago, our good friend Metal Marty Mac showed these great reissues on High Roller Records. Those are great stuff. But I have their CDs. They only have three studio releases back then: Acid, Maniac, Acid, Maniac, and Engine Beast. There it goes. So what do we have here? The band was formed in 1980 in Brussels, in a small city, not a small city, one of the most important cities in Belgium, and it's kind of kind of the missing links in the early speed metal sound that we had back then. That very fast and furious sound that only lasted for a couple of years and is the missing link between heavy metal or traditional heavy metal and new wave of British heavy metal and thrash. And this is one of the best examples of that sound. It's a cool mix between of what Motorhead was doing back then, combined with very dark and kind of satanic lyrics of what Venom was writing back then. Because when you hear or you listen to the lyrics, you can understand. That's kind of who they were getting the big influence between those bands, Motorhead in the sound and Venom's in the lyrics. And it was really cool because it was combined with a very unique and kind of different thing for back then. Is that the band was fronted by Kate Lombert. Let me see. Here's a picture of the band. You can see it. Sorry about the glare. There's a photo of the band. You can see there is Kate in the middle, and that was the one of the cool and key things that differentiates the band from the rest of the peers, because back then you didn't have a lot of bands fronted by a one. So what do we have here? The first album they released was this one, Acid, from 1983. Sorry about the glare. What do we have here? Have 10 songs, really great stuff, and this is one of the first album that you can hear that heavy and accelerated sound that that Motorhead was doing, but they added a little bit more to that sound to make it even a little bit more faster. And of course, I was saying combined with the dark and satanic and heavy lyric content that Venom had back then. This is although this album was kind of well received by critics back then, because it was something unique, something different. Many says that it lacks of production, because you can tell it was recorded on a shoestring budget, and the sound is not that good. But you can still appreciate what the band was doing and what was trying to express themselves back then. Although that dirty, that raw production this album has made it more appealing to what was the band trying to sound like, or what it was trying to sell to the fans. To those, you can tell they didn't have the desire to sound too too shiny, too polished, because the sound of the music back then needed that raw, that dirty, to make it sound more cool. What do we have here? Some great songs that you can try to check. Of course, the opening track, Acid, is one of the best tracks. The other one is Hell on Wheels and Hooked on Metal. Three great songs that they play regularly live, and you can hear what they were trying to achieve, and what they will do on the second record, even on the third. So that's the first one. This is Acid from 1983. Also in 83 they released their second album, Maniac, and by many reviews, and it's a big statement that this is their kind of their masterpiece, if you want to say it that way, because you can hear the band with a better production. The band sounds bigger, sounds more more like a professional band, and this sets the first steps, and it bridges the gap from early speed metal to that more power metal that it was, and you can hear in later years. And also we have the first uses of the double bass done by the drummer. That he has, his name is Gert Riker, but he goes by the nickname of Anvil, with two L's at the end. I don't know why he has two L's at the end, but I know maybe that sounded correct to them. And it's more, you can hear a more mature band, even though it's only a couple of months between the first album and this one. You can tell they understand, they learn how to produce better the record. They had a bigger budget to go to a better production, and you can hear that sound, that improvement in this record. Songs I would like to highlight. We have Max Overload. That's the opening track. That's a great one. Then they have kind of a occult classic that is Lucifera, with some very occultish lyrics, and the iconic track, the iconic track, where it is, Maniac, track number 2. That's also really good. So those are three great songs from this album that you can see a band that in such a short period of time they grew up a lot, and they evolved as a band, coming from that very raw and very unpolished, underproduced sound from their first album, and then here they had a big improvement. Now we go to 1985, to their last studio album. This is 1985. This is Engine Beast. And here you can, unfortunately, you can see the cracks started to appear and show in the band. They were on constant touring, and that toll had a big price on the band. The band was exhausted. They were not getting along very well, and although they still have the classic lineup, you can see that the guys were not getting along very well. But this album is a little bit more overproduced, a little bit more commercial, if you want to add that level to the music. But it's still a great record. Unfortunately, after this release, the band split up, but I think it's still a great album if you want to listen to that sound that is very classic, very iconic to their sound. A couple of tracks I would like to highlight. here we have STC, that's a really good one. Satan's Delivery, Lost in Hell, great album, but a little bit overproduced and a little bit tired band. They were still really young, but bad management also didn't help back then. So after this album, unfortunately, the band disbanded. But a couple of years ago, they kind of got together, but things didn't work out. And now it's only Kate, as Kate's Acid, that is releasing new stuff. She had a record early this year, and it's really good. And maybe try to give it a try to listen to it, and maybe to discover another great band to the collection. So that's me. Hope you like this small review of this band from Belgium. Acid is the name of the band, and it's a great discovery to my to my collection, and a great addition too. So without further ado, this is Cristian down here in Santiago, Chile, saying goodbye till next time. Bye bye.